I'm the Horror Cow, and this is the story of the night something lifted our car in the middle of a California forest. And we never saw what it was. Have you ever had an experience that just doesn't leave you? One that gets lodged in your brain and refuses to make sense, no matter how many times you try to explain it? That's what this story is for me. It happened years ago, back when I was still in high school in Northern California. And I should start by saying, I don't really believe in the paranormal. I like it, sure. I think it's fun to talk about. Creepy stories, weird encounters, stuff you can laugh off later. But this one isn't so easy to laugh off. It started pretty simply. I was at my best friend Jason's house. His family was throwing a big reunion, and I was invited. Everything was chill, good vibes, food, music, the works. Around 9 p.m., the last of the relatives showed up, but without their daughter. For whatever reason, she hadn't come with them. I don't even remember why. But they asked if we could go pick her up. Now, Jason had just gotten his first car, a Chevy Tahoe. You know how it is. When you're a teen with your first ride, any excuse to hit the road feels like an adventure. Her place was 2.5 hours away, and they gave us gas money. So we said, why not? Snacks? Check. Music? Blaring. Windows down, freedom in the air. It was one of those carefree nights that felt like it was going to be nothing but fun. We got off the highway eventually and found ourselves in a small forested town. Quiet, a little too quiet. We made the final turn onto a dirt road that wound deep into the woods. Thick trees on both sides, no streetlights, just the headlights cutting through the darkness. As we kept driving, the radio started fading into static. I turned it down because, honestly, it was more annoying than creepy at that point. We joked about how ridiculous this road was. How long it stretched out with no houses in sight. Who the hell builds a house this far out? We laughed. And that's when it hit us. This smell, overpowering, suffocating. It was like blood, like sticking your head into a bucket of copper. It was so thick in the air I could almost feel it coating the back of my throat. Jason gagged. I nearly puked. It came out of nowhere, like hitting a wall made of pennies. But we kept driving. Eventually, we crossed this old wooden bridge, maybe 20 feet long. As we drove over it, the smell started to fade, and the radio came back in like nothing had happened. We reached a small clearing. 5 houses, clustered together in the middle of nowhere. We immediately started cracking up. Not only had someone built a house this far out, they'd built a whole tiny neighborhood. We picked up Jason's cousin, Shy, yeah, that's actually her name. She was about our age, super chill, liked the same music. I asked her right away if she knew anything about the smell. She just gave me this confused look. Said she'd never smelled anything like that before. So, whatever. She hops in, and we start heading back down that same never-ending road. It's getting close to midnight. We've got the music up, windows cracked, trying to shake off the weirdness. Then, just like before, radio cuts out. And boom, that same smell slams into us. No build-up, just bang, you're breathing blood again. I look at Shy, you smell that? She's horrified, says this has never happened before. Swears she's never smelled anything like it. And just as she's saying that, we reach the bridge, and that's when it all goes completely sideways. The Tahoe starts to slow down. But not like Jason's braking. It just stops. I turn to him and ask what's up, and he immediately says, it's not me. His foot is flat on the gas pedal. Then I hear it, this awful sound. Tires spinning, but no grip. And suddenly, we feel the back of the car lifting. I mean, lifting. Not a lot. Not violently. Just enough to shift our weight. Enough to feel completely wrong. I whip my head around and look out the back. Nothing. Just blackness. Headlights bouncing off trees. But the Tahoe is off the ground. Now Shy's screaming. I'm freaking out. Static's blasting from the speakers. The engine's revving but going nowhere. I'm scanning every window, trying to see what's doing this, but there's nothing. Nothing I can make out. Then Jason yells. Just shouts something in panic. And just like that, the back end drops. Hard. The car slams back down and jerks forward. We almost hit a tree, but Jason yanks the wheel and gets us back on the dirt road. We peel out of there as fast as that Tahoe would go. And as soon as we crossed the bridge again, just like before, the smell vanished. The radio came back, but the mood? Totally wrecked. I turned the music off. None of us said a word. Just the hum of the tires on pavement and 3 kids trying to pretend they hadn't just lived through something really wrong. We stopped at a gas station about 30 minutes later, pulled into the lot, stepped out, and immediately went around to check the back of the car. And there it was, a massive dent in the center of the tailgate. Like something had gripped it. Not a scrape, not a fender bender dent. It looked like something had crushed the metal inward with force. Finally, Jason broke the silence. He said, "I think I saw it." Shai replied instantly, "I did too." I asked what they meant. They both clammed up, wouldn't say a word. Even years later, when I brought it up again, Jason stuck to his story. Said he saw something in the side mirror. Something with hooves. Just for a second. Now, like I said, I'm a skeptic. I like weird stories, but I don't believe in them. Still, I have no explanation. What could lift the back of a Chevy Tahoe? Why did it only happen on that bridge? Why the smell? None of it adds up. And the weirdest part of all? If something that strong wanted to hurt us, why didn't it? That's the question that keeps me up sometimes. And honestly, part of me wishes I'd just gotten out of the car. Again, I'm the HorrorCow, and if you like this story, click the like, comment, and subscribe to my channel.